The Big Show with Night and Day. Pick up a Night and Day Milk Bar card and get your 6th shake for free.
Don't fight it. It's time to go up a size.
This is the biggest.
This is the biggest.
Our biggest show.
The Hodaki Big Show. With Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Keyzie.
Well, g'day, you mad bastards. Great to have your company this Monday afternoon, the 12th of February 2024. And you, my friends, are listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Night Day and Mogi. You Randy Adonis, how's life?
Going pretty grousey, you mad dog, you sick son of a bee. We're just sitting here, aren't we? And we're yarning to each other while also drinking in the sights and sounds of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
All tied up with 3 to go.
I love me a Super Bowl. I will never miss the Super Bowl. I'm quite happy to miss the radio show to watch the Super Bowl.
Oh, 100%.
That's how much I love it. Keyzie, you mad bastard, how's life?
Yeah, life's pretty good, fellas. Great weekend, good weather, at least where we are right now. And as you said, the Super Bowl's on. Who's impressed you the most so far, Jase?
Yeah.
Oh, look.
Just get any team name, any person's name.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll get into it in depth as the show goes on. How does that sound, Keyzie?
I'd rather you just throw out a name right now.
Hey, now listen, Taylor Swift. I just want to put it out there. Anyone that texts on 3483 or sends us a talkback on the iHeartRadio app or gives us a call on 0800 Hodaki goes in the draw for a $50 night and day voucher, eh, fellas?
Yeah, that's right. And can I just say, you know, we've got a hell of a show coming up today. Jace, can you please start the show with an absolute throbber, please?
Please, Jace, what have you got lined up for us, mate?
Yeah, no worries. Hey, but before we do that, who's listening to the show? Where are you listening to the show? And what are you wearing? Text us 3483. How about a bit of Weezer, fellas? Hey? Throbber.
I suppose.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
In excess there on the radio, Hodaki Big Show this Monday afternoon. I tell you what, fellas, the old Super Bowl, she's tense.
Spoiler alert.
She is tense, boys. Very tense indeed. But what are the people saying on 3483, Keyzie?
Just if anyone's wondering why it's tense, sorry, San Francisco head 19-16 and Kansas City have the ball with 40 seconds to go. They're going to try line up for a field goal to even things up.
They're about 40 out.
Yeah. So heaps of texts coming through on 3483 and everyone that does text in the draw, $50 night and day voucher, including this person, Shannon in the Tron, who just says, hook us up, you mad bastards.
Oh, yeah.
I like that attitude. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I reckon.
G'day, guys. I'm listening to the show on the school bus outside Naroa Wahia in my school uniform.
Really?
Apparently.
Okay. Yeah, great.
Okay.
Getting
G'day.
to the young, aren't we, Mo?
Yeah, man,
We're
they
reaching
love it.
the
They
young
love it.
people.
That's worrying, actually. G'day, lads. Great time of the day hearing your sexy voices, especially you, Keyzie, you hot stud.
Yeah, that's when I know you've started a bit of improv.
Stuck in
bit of an
Auckland
ad-lib.
traffic.
Bit of
Guys,
makeup there.
Come on, guys. I'm just reading the text.
Hey, but as we mentioned when we were
for Tony.
when we were doing the podcast, old Keysie's a bit vulny today.
He
so
is.
no,
Yeah.
it's good. It's good that he's getting
Guys,
some support from the
Don't
texters.
say
on
old
3483.
Keyzie's a bit vulny out of nowhere. I'm not. I'm in top condition.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We had a pretty big weekend, didn't we, Keyzie? You and I went out on the Hammer on Friday night.
Boy, what didn't we?
We went to the sort of the Symphony Backbone Party, I think they called it, which is a little of a pre-party for the Symphony event that was happening in the Domain on Saturday, which had the likes of Tiki Tane, Fat Freddy's Drop, John Butler, Rudimental, and then finished off with the Auckland Philharmonic doing some pretty fat beats for everybody.
Nice.
Bloody good, but I turned up at this special event on the old Friday night there, and Keyzie is just absolutely off his head.
Was he? Because my recollection of events, if I was in fact off my head, what I remember was getting there straight after the show, seeing Mogi, who goes, "G'day, man," hoeing into some free like tofu or something. I don't know what it was, but then half an hour later, walking off and go, "Hey, we're leaving now, man. We'll see you later."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, okay."
It was one of those sort of events where you had to be drinking to enjoy it.
Sure.
And sometimes you come across events like that.
Oh, sort of
so
like
it was
the
a
Big Show.
perfect sort of joint for Keyzie.
That's like every event for me, Mogi, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. So we had that, and it was all good. And then the next day went to Symphony. I thought I'd take my daughter along, went with Moav. We went along to that, and I thought that what would happen was I thought ultimately we'd be able to watch Fat Freddy. So the chain of events was, the order of gigs was John Butler, Then Tiki Tane, I think, was after that. And then Fat Freddy's, and then Somebody, and then Rudimental. And I thought, I'll get to after Fat Freddy's, my kid will be over it, I'll take her home, then I'll come back for the rest of the night. But she started stirring a little bit earlier than I thought during Tiki Tane.
Sure.
And I thought, okay, well, I'll take her now and I'll come back. I thought Tiki Tane was on for an hour. Turns out he was on for half an hour.
Oh, God.
And I got back just in time for half of Fat Freddy's last song.
Which went for 20 minutes, so you're
Keeping
in luck.
in mind that I hadn't seen them play for 15 years, and that was pretty much the only reason that I went along. So I was absolutely stoked about that. My wife said, I'll take the kid home. I was like, no, I'll get
do
it.
it, darling.
All good.
Yeah.
Man, I was effing and jeffing around there, man.
I can imagine.
Do you know what song it was, at least from old Fat Freddy's?
No idea.
Back half of Wandering
Yeah,
Light or something?
I don't know. It was massively entertaining what I did get to see.
Yeah,
I just thought to myself, wonder what the other hour and 7 minutes were like.
How was old John Butler?
John Butler was very good. He got a bit political in there. There's a bit of yarning going on, but he's bloody good. And God, he's good looking. Have you
Yeah.
noticed
Good
that?
looking. He's like
Eyes to the
Australian.
front hoodie. Good God.
That's true, mate. Hey, if you did go to Symphony, send us a text now, 3483. Give us your review, New Zealand. Let's get back to the tunes.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Pearl Jam there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Monday afternoon. She's gone into extra time, the old Super Bowl, fellas. Tension, Tension.
Yeah, all tied up, 19 all between San Fran and the Kansas City Chiefs.
This is where the coaches really earn their bucks, Mogi.
That's true, man.
You know what I mean? Keeping cool under pressure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good times. Speaking of which, fellows, it was a great weekend for old Hoity J.
Oh, yeah.
Keeping cool under pressure. You'll recall, of course, that we did a survey of the 3 cars I was looking to buy over
Yes.
the weekend. I can't even remember what they are.
There was a Bellino.
A Suzuki
Yes.
Baleno,
Yes.
2017, a Kia Rio Sports 2017, and a Mazda Excella 2013.
Yeah.
So we've got the results of the big poll. We don't do that anymore. But the poll that we did on the Hodaki Big Show's Instagram story, 13% of people thought you should get the Kia Rio Sports.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, 13, not many. 14% Suzuki Baleno.
Really?
14%.
Yes.
Right.
So you do the maths.
74.
26% said you should get the Mazda Excella.
Hang on a minute.
46% said get another Tiida.
Wow.
I don't recall the Tiida being one of the options.
Oh.
I mean, if I had a choice, I'd go full Tiida.
Yeah.
Particularly if you've got the brown leather interiors. I just couldn't find any.
Well-
They are a rare car, Mogi.
They are.
So, I mean, obviously most people want you to be in that high-spec Nissan Tiida. Did you end up doing that, or what did you end up doing?
No, what I ended up doing was going around the place. My wife, I'll be honest, my wife and I were totally over it by Sunday.
That's a good position to be when you're a buyer.
Yeah, it was just like, you know what? But we said, should we go out on Sunday? Should we try and find a car? Let's just do it. And who knows, we may find one. And we did.
Hang on. This is exciting. What was the car, Jase?
A Mazda Excella.
Okay, first of all, it's an Excella.
Yeah.
Oh, Excella, is that how you say it?
The Mazda Excella.
And I just want to say, what a magnificent specimen she is, Mogi. 0 to 100 in 28 seconds.
That's pretty good.
Just did do. Talk about power.
Is the reason why it takes so long...
What do you mean long? That's amazing, isn't it?
Is the reason why it takes you so long to get to 100 because your feet can't quite reach the pedals?
Yeah, well, I had to get some extension. What ended up happening was the fellas at Discount City, they put some blocks on the brake and the accelerator for me,
Right,
so I
nice.
could reach them.
Oh, cool.
And they were bloody great, actually. They were good bastards down there. They looked after me.
That's enough of that.
And they gave me
What
a
is going
hell of
on
a
here?
They gave me a hell of a deal.
Am I getting a cut of this?
Sure, man.
Cool.
No, but look, absolutely stoked. Paid what we wanted to pay, and no regrets.
Can I just ask you, when you say that you paid what you wanted to pay, did that also happen to be how much they were charging for the car and you did zero bargaining?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Old
Go on.
Woody J did a bit of bargaining.
Go on, talk us through it.
They dropped 2K off the price.
What do we have to do in exchange?
I didn't have to do anything. They
Really?
just
You
said,
just
Sure,
talked
you've
them
already
into
done it.
You've
already done it.
You just seem like a really good bastard.
right.
So, you know,
Sure.
good on you, mate.
Nice.
And you know what? And I'll tell you what, when you're buying a car, it helps to sort of drop, you know, the fact that you're on the radio. You know what I mean? Because I was like, fellas, if you sell me an absolute shitter here, you know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we don't.
What are they called again?
What are they called again, Keyzie?
Don't ask me.
Axela?
No, your car trader
Discount
people.
City.
Yeah, because you were saying off air.
No, don't.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Green Day there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Monday afternoon. Hope you're surviving out there. Text us 3483 if you're struggling today. If maybe you had a big weekend, had a bit of a blowout. Like, no, I won't say that.
Keyzie.
Hang on, what was that? Was that the wind? That's crazy. I didn't know we had wind in the studio.
The wind.
Hey, fellas, I've got a bone to pick with June, by the way. I've got a bone to pick with, well, not with you guys, but mainly my wife. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Sure, man. I mean, if you want to make it
If you want to
public.
air your dirty laundry here, and it is dirty laundry.
And to be honest with you, Keyzie, I probably heard it, but yes.
Actually, never mind. Don't even worry about it. No, something that has been really bugging me.
It's been bugging me.
So I've noticed this. It's a bit of a pattern, right? We'll be watching some movies together on the couch, dramatic movies that quite often have quite a heartfelt or sad moment in them, and I will genuinely shed a wee tear. Like, I'm not afraid to say, one tear will roll down my cheek, and I'll be thinking, wow, this is really touching. This is a really deep moment.
Yeah.
And I'll look over at my wife, and she doesn't give a crap. She's just watching it and going, oh, that was sad, eh?
Can you give us an example?
What did we watch recently? Do you know the movie Green Book?
Oh, yeah.
Watched that at the end of last year. This is when I first noticed
Academy Award winner, best movie.
Great movie. Really nice movie. Really touching. And, at the very end there, I've got a tear in my eye because it's quite a nice sort of ending. And I'm just like, this is great. And I look over and she's sort of just like, so what actually happened there at the end there? So what do you reckon, it starts talking about something completely different. What do you want to do for dessert?
Yeah.
Whereas I'm just sitting there drinking it all in and bathing in the moment.
Sure.
And a bit weepy.
And a wee bit weepy.
Didn't you watch some other sap last night?
We watched The Help, on Saturday night.
Very
You
similar.
got a bit weepy on that
A
as
couple
well,
of white
didn't you?
saviour movies there.
Yeah.
But I take your point. Because I get quite emotional with films as well. And actually, I chucked on, there's a film called Once. Don't know if you remember that. It's from about probably 20 years ago now. But it's about an Irish busker, and he meets, I think she's from the Czech Republic, and they're both musicians, and they sort of come together and start working together and fall in love and blah, blah, blah. It was made for about $30,000. It got nominated for a couple of Academy Awards, including the main song from it, which ended up winning Best Song Academy Award that year.
Wow.
We watched this a couple of weeks ago. That song comes on, they start playing it in the film. It is a very, very emotional song. And I look over at my wife, and she is just flicking through Facebook or
Instagram,
couldn't absolutely heartless behaviour.
Yeah.
And I've just wondered what I've married. Like you, Keyzie, you're saying off here you can't believe you've done it. I'm not as severe as that, man.
Sounds
but
like you
it's
are.
like you do think to yourself, well, this is a really beautiful relationship here that we've got going on. And you watch a film like this, which should be emotional and touching, and yet
Nothing,
like a robot.
You guys ever thought that maybe you should harden up a bit?
That is such an old school Kiwi mentality,
and
Jase.
also, I find that interesting that you're saying that your wife is this emotionless sort of person.
Because she cries you in, she calls you in tears every night.
She calls me, she's in tears.
She's in tears, yeah, I know.
And funnily enough, because you were saying that you were a bit weepy last night watching the movie, and she called me up in tears after the movie saying what a sookie bubba you were.
Wait, so she was crying that I was being a sookie bubba?
Yeah.
And actually, Keyzie, well, you did sort of think, though, that those were crocodile tears.
Yeah, that's right. I did
yeah.
think that. I remember thinking that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, man. It's weird. Have you talked to her about it?
yeah, I had her up about it.
Yeah, what did she say?
Stop being a sookie bubba.
Yeah.
You made me sick. Oh, hey, Mike, it's Fat Freddy's drop, man. You should probably leave.
I always cry during this song. How about you, Keyzie?
Come back in 4 minutes.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Yes, indeed, Jet there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Monday afternoon, and the Super Bowl fella's all over.
She's all over, man.
What happened?
What a match. Overtime happened, Keyzie.
Yeah, 19 all.
It was drama, and then touchdown in the corner.
That's right. Paddy Mahomes threw it to a guy called Hardman in the corner who
Hardman.
touchdown there. Game is officially over, and the commentator said, the greatest player I've ever seen in my life.
His first name's I'm So.
I'm so Hardman, yeah.
Actually, funnily enough, fellas, that was my nickname at school.
Oh, really? What?
Yeah,
I'm so.
No, hard man.
I'm so.
really?
For a number of reasons,
Hardly
actually.
there, man.
Because I was pretty hard, man. You know
Hardly
what I
there,
mean?
man.
So, yeah, see you go, eh? It's all over.
So what's so good about that? I was cheering for them in the end because I just wanted Taylor Swift and her boyfriend there, Kelsey Grammer, to have a happy ending, you know? Because they've had a rough life, those two.
Yeah.
And I just feel like they deserve a fairy tale ending. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally,
And Keyzie was
man.
like, nah, man, stuff them. I hate them. I was like, what?
I believe my exact words were, I don't really give a by the way, fellas, just regarding the GOAT countdown, we've got some breaking news, all right?
Oh, okay, great news.
This is breaking news.
It's the last week for voting.
Yes.
So this is your final week to text the word GOAT through to 3483. Nominate your 5 songs which you think are the greatest songs of all time. And we're going to be cracking into things on Monday.
Oh.
And let's not forget, everyone that does nominate their 5 GOATs goes in the draw to play for $100,000 thanks to Burger King's Whopper, the Burger GOAT.
Yeah, totally, man. And that's
yeah.
real, that 100K, by the way. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I hope we get to decide, you know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Well, I hope it's on our show where we reveal everything.
Oh, it will be.
Because it's usually a big party.
It is a big
It was
party.
a hell of a party.
Also, if you pick your 5, put them on your social media so that we know what they are. So all of us can sort of compare and contrast.
Nice.
Actually, I was just thinking on this. I think this week, we 3 and Pugs as well, actually, we should all nominate our GOATs
Okay.
and plug them on the old Insta there. What do you reckon?
Yeah, sounds
it's time
good.
to
man.
lock them
well,
in.
I've already done that with Angie, but yeah, I'm happy to do it again, Keyzie.
I was meaning more me, Mike, and Pugs.
Oh, not me.
Well, just because you've already done it.
Right, okay.
And they were pretty wounding. What?
It's T-Rex.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Yes, indeed, the Clash there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Monday afternoon. The time is 4:56. After 5 o'clock, we'll break down the Super Bowl, won't we, fellas?
Yeah.
We'll dissect it. Also, after 5 o'clock, another chance to become part of the crew for Thursday's big boat trip.
That's right, the Big Show Big Boat situation happening this coming Thursday. Today is the last chance to add 2 crew members. So if you haven't already, go to hodaki.co.nz right now and get yourself in the draw.
Is
I've got
today the last chance, did you say?
It is the last chance to get to basically the last 2 spots for the crew.
I've got
Right.
a feeling there's going to be a mutiny on Thursday.
Really?
You guys getting that vibe?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, fellas, can I ask on that, are you bringing your wives?
Why?
No.
No, I'm not.
This is a girlfriend trip.
Ah, yeah, I might bring my fiance.
Oh, you'll bring your fiancé?
Yeah.
Okay, I might bring my mistress then.
I knew you had a mistress. Busted.
Sis.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast. Catch them weekdays from 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Welcome back, you massive backbones. Hope your Monday's going along very nicely indeed. Incidentally, by the way, Keyzie, did we get any texts to see if anyone was struggling after their weekend on 3483?
No, everyone texts through here saying, "G'day, fellas. Nah, all goods."
Okay,
man.
that's good. So
Yeah.
you're the only one that was Volney after the weekend then.
Jase, I wasn't Volney's. You'll know when I'm Volney's, all right?
Right, great stuff. Now listen, you're listening to The Big Show brought to you by Night Day. And on that, by the way, everyone that does text us on 3483 or sends us a talkback, send some talkbacks for God's sake. If you're listening to us on the iHeartRadio app, get onto the microphone there and send us some direct messages to the studio.
What do you want them to say, though?
Well, how they're going, you know, what's going on, say
What
g'day.
they're wearing?
Anything they want to do, Keyzie. They can fill their boots.
Yeah, what are you having for tea, New Zealand? That could be a good one as well.
I know, we'll do that later on in the show, Keyzie. Hey, coming up, by the way, Mogi and I will be reflecting on our time when we used to do the halftime shows at the Super Bowl, eh, Mogi?
Yeah, we've had some experience over there at the old bowl.
The old bowl.
Yeah, man.
Bowl.
Right. I have no idea you guys did this. When was this?
Before your time,
Yeah,
Keyzie.
Oh, right,
well before
okay.
your time, actually, Keyzie.
Right.
Here's a Danny Warhols.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Smashing Pumpkins here on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Monday afternoon. The time is 14 minutes past 5 o'clock. Now the Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs, fellas?
Yeah.
Victors. Went into overtime, the first time, only the second time in 50 years, Mogi.
Yeah.
Quite amazing.
Was
Lots
amazing.
of drama. And I tell you what, seeing Usher and old Alicia Keys in the halftime show, geez, that took me back, mate.
Did it?
Yeah.
Alicia Keyzie. I thought it was very good, actually, the halftime show. Very entertaining, rollerblades and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
rollerblades, mean.
Yeah.
That's pretty hot.
Because people won't know this, but Mogi and I actually did a couple of those back in the day.
Oh, yeah, we
You know,
did.
the halftime shows. It was performance poetry, though, more than music.
Wait, so, sorry, you were involved in it, or you were...
No, we actually did the halftime show.
And you read poetry. And it was the Super Bowl.
But it was performance poetry, Keyzie, so it had a bit of oomph to it.
Right, okay.
And we had costumes and stuff like that.
Right.
Like I had my classic Shakespearean shirt. I had my leather pants. You remember those, Mogi?
I do, yeah.
With the lattice sort of rope work on the crotch
On the crotch there, yeah.
And back in it was quite funny, actually, because it was probably the first ever sort of costume malfunction because of my abundant bush, because I was going full hippie at that time and didn't believe in manicuring and stuff. The old ropes on the groinal area just ripped apart because of the abundant bush.
Really?
Yeah.
It was pretty full on to be there and be a part of it. There's been other sort of, I guess you call them wardrobe malfunction. There was that burnt meat patty nip slip.
Yeah.
That was you as well.
Yeah. That was, I think in many ways, that was more embarrassing than the bush schlong.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So your burnt meat patty nips came out at one stage.
Yeah.
So you said, was this the same performance?
But
or
that
were
was
they-
only to distract them from the fact that his bush had burst forth through the lattice leather pants.
And
there.
then-
Yeah, well, I had to do something, Keyzie.
Yeah, he
because
panicked.
it was pretty embarrassing. I just ripped off that Shakespearean shirt, and there they were.
Right, okay.
Like big, meaty, burnt meat patties.
So you were reading
And
poetry.
people were like, Jesus, what's going on with his nips
Yeah.
there? Fortunately, not looking at my downstairs abundant bush.
Right, okay.
That's actually where the name came from. Initially, it used to just be called, the final, didn't it?
Yes.
But then once it actually came from the name Super Bowl is drawn from the name Super Bolos. Super
Right.
Bolos. That was what the event was named after. Jase's Bolos.
Right, okay.
Yeah, popped out.
That's crazy.
Speaking of the Bolos, because we got asked back, I think because it was so controversial and it generated a lot of publicity because of the whole Bush Bolos.
I've heard the word bush a lot in this yarn.
Burnt meat patty scenario. And old Mogi, you had a bit of a malfunction in the next one to sort of keep the theme going. But the good news was it wasn't abundant bush; it was marbly testicles that actually.
Well, they were talking about they wanted to have a bit more of a, I guess, a light show. Well, actually, what they'd said was a laser show. So I
Right.
said, well, have I got a show for you? So I got my Bolos lasered live on stage.
So good, man.
And, well, it was tricky because it's like, how are people really going to be able to appreciate that? But fortunately, they had the big screen there. And people
Jumbotron.
seemed their Jumbotron.
Yeah.
And I'd be
Jumbotron.
so if you can imagine old Mogi on the stage there, legs akimbo,
Yeah,
Keyzie.
legs asunder.
The lasers going down onto his Bolos, and Hoity J on the mic out to millions of people. Bolos, round Bolos, sweet Bolos, smooth Bolos. It just went off.
It did. Yeah, it was hugely popular.
Right.
We got a hell of a lot of hits on MySpace for that, didn't we? Got a lot more fans on there.
Far out, fellas. And you just did it 1 year, or did they get you back, or what was the deal?
Well, we did it 2 years in a row.
Are you listening, man?
Yeah, did you not hear what we said, Keyzie?
Well, I heard that you got your bush out, and oh, God.
Go back in the archives, have a look. It's
Have a
bloody
look,
good.
yeah.
It's good viewing.
When was this?
Oh,
Ooh, what's the date today?
12th of February 24.
Wasn't today.
no, it definitely wasn't. Wasn't last week.
Okay, cool, fellas. Cheers for that.
The Hodaki Big Show Podcast.
Aerosmith there on the radio, Hodaki Big Show. Now, it's been a big sporting occasion today. Speaking of big sporting occasions,
Nice.
the ACC Tradies 11, Mogi.
That's right.
Looking forward to that, mate.
It's going to be bloody good, isn't it? It's going to be over at the Bay Oval there. The Big Show is going to be broadcasting live from the event. Old Hoity Joe will be out on the field there, having a bowl, getting smashed all over the place, then having a bat and getting smashed all
Over the place, yeah.
and then
possibly.
coming back and doing the show. So very excited about it. It's a huge event on the sporting calendar.
And I can tell you this, too, the ACC desperate for a win.
Yeah, look,
You know,
I think, are you really, though? At this
Yeah.
point, surely you losers have given up because, and I say that because I won't be playing, but I just don't, I don't know, based on all the times that the ACC team has played, based on all the results, in what world are you ever going to win?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question.
It's all about getting out there and having a good time and making the other players feel better about themselves and the other teams feel better about themselves.
That's how I approach it, because, I mean, it'd be very easy for me to go out there and just smack the living crap out of the ball and just carve it up. But
it'd be so easy for you to do that.
That doesn't do the guys playing against you any good, does it?
No, that's
you know
right.
what I mean,
it's a story for them.
I can do it.
Thank you. It's a story for them to tell their grandkids that one day, they managed to bowl old Hoity J out and he was left lying on his back like a tipped over, dinosaur.
Yeah, with his pad askew with.
And his massive bush, I'm assuming. So the way this works, if you don't know, is there is an annual game. The Dulux Tradies 11 takes on the ACC 11. The ACC 11 is made up of members of the ACC. However, there's always 2 spots available for a winner and their friend, 2 people that think they can help the team actually look sort of like they might win for once, because they haven't won yet. If you would like to enter to win this prize, you'll be flown to Tauranga. You'll get accommodation sorted. You'll get to play under lights at Bay Oval, which is an international pitch. It's happening Friday the 15th of March. And, of course, you'll get to play alongside some of the great members of the ACC. Text the word Dulux to 3483. That is DULUX. We are drawing that, I believe, at the end of this week.
I tell you what, actually, fellas, it is a special treat being out of Bay Oval. She's a beautiful pitch and an absolutely luxurious outfield, a pleasure to field on.
It's unlikely you're going to get a chance to play on that ground any other way.
Exactly.
Yeah. And also, just a reminder, last year the big show was broadcasting from the caravan next to the rope. We put on Freebird by Lynyrd Skynyrd and Jase. We had a bet going that if you could, because you were just going out to bat, we started playing Freebird. If you were back in the studio by the time that song ended, you had to buy me a bag of chips. You were back with like 2/3 of the song still to go. So.
To be fair, when I went out to have a bet, you probably could have played half of New Zealand's national anthem and I would have been back with plenty of time to spare.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are both shocking.
But as we say, it's good to give these guys a bit of a fillip,
That's right.
Give them a highlight of their miserable lives.
Wow.
Bowling out Hoity J.
Text Dulux to 3483. You're running out of time, folks, so get stuck in.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Yes, indeed, Moby there on the Radio Hodaki.
Sorry, carry on.
Big show this Monday afternoon. Now, this Thursday, big day, fellas, out in the water. The Big Show boat trip. We've nearly got a full crew, just a couple of spots available. So shall we fill them now, fellas? What do we say?
Let's do it.
That is 100% correct. Just a heads up, this is all brought to you by Maritime New Zealand and Safer Boating Partners as well. So if you are going out on the water this summer, chuck your life jacket on, 2 forms of waterproof communication, and check the marine weather forecast as well.
Great stuff. Josh, you mad bastard. How's life?
Yeah, good, thanks. How's it going?
Yeah, good, thanks,
man.
mate. Good. What do you do?
Man.
What do you do for a crust, Josh?
Total span sheds.
Oh, sheds. Yeah, good on you, mate.
Massive backbone. Massive backbone.
Hey, Josh, what's your favourite shed you've ever built?
Maybe the Heritage Barn.
the Heritage.
Yeah, that's a classic, actually.
Yeah, I love those ones. I got one in my backyard, actually. Now, listen, Josh, in terms of water skills, what are you bringing to the crew?
I think when I answered this thing, I said absolutely nothing.
Yeah, good on you, mate.
Yeah, good. Honesty's crucial on a boat, I think.
Absolutely, eh? I'm stoned. Who are you going to bring with you?
My missus is looking at me, but probably not. I'm not sure yet.
Good on you, mate.
So he doesn't even know.
Josh.
He doesn't even know. All he knows is just not his missus.
Hey,
right?
Josh, I look forward to meeting you and your missus on Thursday.
Good stuff, mate. You're officially on board the crew. That is exciting. One of the last crew members. However, we've actually got 2 spots to fill. So let's go to another listener. This is Lee. How's it going?
Yeah, you mad bastard.
G'day, mate.
Yeah, good, man. What's going on, Lee?
Not too much. Just sitting on my front steps, pondering life.
On your stoop there.
Yeah. Are you having
Nice.
a durry or anything like that, or just sitting on the steps?
Having a vape, mate.
What flavour vape are you running these days, man?
Just a cool mint.
Classic.
Backbone! Now, Lee, what are you going to bring to the crew, mate?
Yeah, as I mentioned, music. You probably heard a few of my songs I've sent through to Keyzie.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, probably some of that.
Right.
It's not really much else I can offer you, but
So you're bringing
good
some
time.
throbbers to the crew. Is that what you're saying?
some throbbers, exactly.
Yeah, good on you,
Good
mate.
on you, Lee. Who are you going to bring with you?
There's a guy that walks down Lincoln Road quite frequently. He's got one dread. I was thinking about asking him.
You sure?
I've seen that guy, actually. He's a
If he's
backbone.
busy, probably the missus.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, good on you, mate. We'll look forward to meeting you, Lee, on Thursday.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Good
no
on you,
worries, mate. Welcome aboard. So, fellas, that is the official crew completely filled out. They will all be on board the Hodaki yacht this coming Thursday. Can't bloody wait.
What I'm really excited about, actually, Mogi, a lot of guys bringing their partners. It's good, isn't it?
It's good, eh?
Because I was thinking of bringing my partner.
Oh, look, there's nothing stopping you. You keep on asking about this. You're more than welcome to bring
Yeah.
your mistress.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to bring your mistress to a work event? Like, why wouldn't you just... Because we've all met your wife. Your wife?
Yeah. Oh, no, you'll really like her, though. She's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's a nice person.
She's a good bastard.
Yeah, and she, likes a few beersies.
Oh, yeah. You said she's got a real mouth on her.
Likes a few durries.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Cold War Kids there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Monday afternoon. Now, coming up after 6 o'clock, of course, What's on the TV with Mike Minogue.
Oh, yes.
And also, What's for Teen New Zealand with me.
That's not the name of the segment. It is What's for Teen New Zealand with me, Keyzie. Send through what you're having for dinner on 3483. Tell us who you are as well. We'll give you a little shout out, and you can even win yourself a $50 night and day voucher.
Yeah, good stuff for that after 6.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast. Catch them weekdays from 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Yeah, welcome back, you massive backbones. Hope your Monday's going along very nicely indeed. You're listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Night Day. Remember, everyone that texts you on 3483 or calls us on 0800 Hodaki or sends us a talkback goes in the drawer for a $50 night and day voucher.
Just on that, actually, fellas, get those texts in for What's for Teen New Zealand with me, Keyzie. We'll be reading a few of those out in the next break and also giving away some vouchers, certainly worth doing. And every single every single Tuesday in February.
God.
Well, to be fair, you were looking out the window and a bit distracted, Keyzie. Can happen to all of us.
Okay.
Except me and Jase.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was me looking. Totally. Every single Tuesday in February, night and day, have thick shakes for just $3.
That
Pretty
is
damn
so good, Keyzie.
Yeah,
Every
man.
what day was it? Tuesday?
Man, you were really distracted, weren't you?
Really?
Every Tuesday in February.
Hey, now listen to the podcast outro, bonus podcast we do outside of the radio show. It's not the radio show, it's outside the radio show. It's what we do before we do the radio show, just for you.
Radio show.
Today, I don't even remember what
I've got no memory at all.
I've got no memory of it.
No.
So play it for us, would you, Keyzie?
From what I can remember, it was to do with mine and Mike's cool social outing on Friday night. Here's a wee snippet. My wife, when she comes with me, because she doesn't really drink, I make her get a tray of 4 drinks, and then I get a tray of 4 drinks, and then she'll have usually like 1 or 2 of the drinks on her tray.
Keyzie.
Don't whisper, Keyzie.
Oh,
Keyzie.
Why is whispering Keyzie becoming a thing?
you love it, Keyzie.
I do love it, actually.
Hey, listen, everyone out there listening to the show at the moment, text 3483 and let us know what you're having for tea for What's for Tea with Old Key.
Easy.
Yeah, 3483, text it on through. Thanks very much.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Tom Petty there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Monday evening. The time is 13 minutes past 6 o'clock, which means it's time for...
Oh, yeah, hey guys, text here from Steve. What's for Teen New Zealand? With me, Keyzie. It is What's for Teen New Zealand with me, Keyzie. Get those texts in on 3483 and you could win yourself a $50 night and day voucher. It's that easy, guys.
Yeah, so good, man. I've been trying to get hold of my wife. She's not replying to my text, so I don't know what's for tea.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what's for tea either.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
What are you having for tea, Keyzie?
Lamb and feta pita breads, apparently.
Is it Peter or Peter?
Don't know.
Peter.
Pizza bread.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. A lot of texts in on 3483, guys.
Incidentally, by
G'day.
the way, Keyzie, I took your restaurant recommendation the other day. It was awful. I gave it 1 star.
So I told Jase that he needs to go to this Japanese restaurant because I got the most amazing ramen in my life. He went there and got the complete opposite of what I got, and then it was
Right.
bad.
Very bad.
Yeah, it sounded like it wasn't very good.
It sounded like you ordered the wrong thing.
Disgusting.
We'll go back there, Jase,
My
mate.
wife is fuming.
My wife. G'day, fellas. I'm having Big Gary's Big Sausages. Cheers.
Oh, who's that from?
It's from
Gary.
Darren. G'day, guys. I'm having a can of tuna and steamed broccoli with melty cheese.
Oh.
It's dinner on a budget. I like that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, good.
What about this? G'day, shaggers. Crumbed steak, chippies, salt, pepper, gravy, Smarties, and tequila. Cheers.
Don't know that I've ever had a crumbed steak before.
No, that sounds like a schnitzel.
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it?
Schnitzel.
Barbecue lamb, doner kebabs, and mushroom blue cheese on the grill. That's from Shelley and Sol.
Actually, that sounds pretty good.
Says here the man is cooking.
The man.
He's cooking up a
beautiful.
storm.
What about Grant, who's having homemade tomato soup and cheese rolls?
What's old Gumsy having there, Keyzie?
Oh, g'day, fellas and Keyzie. I'm having 2 burnt meat patties for dinner. Must be going to your place, Mike.
That's good eating, eh?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yum.
man. He can come over anytime.
Gumming
Good
around
stuff.
all that.
Well, I tell you what, there's plenty of contenders for that $50 night and day voucher there, fellas.
Yeah, well, who are you going to give it to, Keyzie? I think it should be you that decides.
Yeah. I think because you
Have a
haven't...
think.
Yeah, the whole
Because we've
meat
got
patty.
Dean here. He's, good evening, gentlemen. A chicken toasted sandwich washed down with iced tea.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah. Is that your winner?
Look, I'm just going to make the decision off here.
Okay.
If that's all good with you fellas.
I'll be honest with you, just on that front, I've never heard of a chicken toasted sandwich.
I've never heard of a chicken toasted sandwich either.
It just feels wrong to me.
That's
I don't
right. I
know
don't know
why.
if we want to be rewarding that.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't decided yet. You haven't heard of a chicken toasted sandwich?
I haven't heard of it, and I haven't seen it, and I haven't had one.
And actually, Keyzie, can I decide actually who wins? Because when it comes to food, I think I've probably got a bit more panache.
Sure. All right, who do you want to win?
The one with the guy was cooking. With the blue
burnt meat
mushroom
patties.
and the burnt meat patties.
Well, those are 2 different texts.
25 each.
Yeah, Jace, man, you can decide. Thanks, guys. Hey, up next, what's on tally with old Mogi? So good.
The Hodaki Big Show. Weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
MGNT there on the Radio Hodaki Big Show this Monday evening. But right now it's time for...
What's on the telly with Mike Minogue.
Yeah. I watched a new stand-up comedy from Carl Barron.
Yes, and I'm Australian, isn't he?
Yes. Bald-headed little fella he is.
Yes.
And it's not available anywhere. You have to go to his website and download it for $5 or something.
Sure.
Very, very, very funny man. He's in my top 5. He is so funny. Brilliant. It's an hour and a half long, and I think that was a mistake. He should have cut it down to an hour. There's definitely some stuff that could have gone. He could have just had such a great hour. But yeah, hour and a half. But anyway, bloody good.
I find an hour of comedy from the same person quite a tough ask.
Do you?
Like half an hour, like a sitcom's worth, and then maybe come back and watch another sitcom's worth, but just sit there and just watch the same person. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Not live in a studio.
Absolutely love
I've been to a few gigs with Carl.
yeah?
He's fantastically funny. He does a great little set about... Oh, I won't get into it now, but...
You can get into it.
Nah, it's
Go
about... walking through a spider's web.
Oh,
and,
sure.
Yeah.
He gets quite physical.
Yeah, but yes, he is a very funny man. I actually watched, because it was one of those nights last night where my wife and I were like, we can't really be bothered. We were just sort of chilling. Can't really be bothered. We don't really care. It's called Of Saints and Sinners.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with old
I saw
Liam.
I saw that sitting there. Yeah,
Yeah,
Liam
yeah.
Neeson, another one of his revenge flicks. Was it?
Exactly that, man. But I love Liam purely for that because I know it's just going to be mindless sort of thing. But it's your classic story of a guy who's retired, used to be part of the
Is it one more job?
one more job kind of scenario where he gets pulled into this sort of conspiracy and he just dedoushes everyone.
Yeah.
But at the same time, speaking of being dedoushed, I was being dedoushed in Scrabble. So I was kind of one eye on it and one eye off it. You know what I'm saying? But still, I enjoyed it from what I was watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keyzie?
Saturday night, we watched a movie together because we were hungover.
You and me?
Me and
I
my
don't
wife.
remember. Oh, I was going to say, I don't remember that.
And we watched The Help. We watched The Help before?
Yeah, is that one of those ones where the white woman goes in and helps everybody?
No.
Oh.
It's quite an interesting one, but based on a New York Times bestseller or something about in the 60s, a journalist wants to write a book from the anonymous standpoint of all the African Americans that work as help in all these houses.
She's a white
on
woman,
minimum
eh?
wage.
What
Yep.
time did you watch that, Keyzie?
7?
Yeah, because your wife rang me in tears.
Oh, really?
About 10:30 that night. She's very vulny.
It's good that she actually showed some tears because at the end of the movie, because it is very touching, at the very end I was like, hey, I genuinely shed a couple of tears, went down the old cheek, just my right one, really weird.
God.
Yeah.
And I look over and she's just like on her phone and was just like, what did you just say there at the end there? Can we rewind it back? What did she say?
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned that earlier in the show, but it's obviously something that is really you're really hung up about.
Well, I didn't know I was that hung up. I'd forgotten that I'd
As
mentioned
I
it
mentioned
already.
it earlier in the show, I had a similar experience with Nawaf watching a movie as well.
Sure. Well,
Unreal.
what she was saying to me, because she was vulny, but she was going, I just sometimes wish that old Keyzie was a bit more...
She doesn't call me old Keyzie,
had,
right?
had a bit more of a backbone, you know. But anyway, good stuff,
And
fellas.
she hates the word backbone as well. Oh, is this Lincoln Park?
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
The Mutton Birds there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Monday evening. Did a bit of cycling over the weekend, actually, Mogi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, it's been a while. So I did a 50K just to get back into it again.
You said that you only ride bikes that don't have seats on them.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well,
Well, if it doesn't have a seat, what does it have?
Well, it just has a pole.
Yeah.
And what that does is it forces me up on, it makes me be a bit more powerful on the bike.
Yeah.
I can't actually. Well, occasionally I sit down. She's a bit.
You said you
probey.
only sit down going over judder bars.
Yeah, only in the judder bar scenario. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or speed bumps, as Keyzie likes to call
Oh,
them.
Keyzie. You know that people are driving in their car, they got kids in there, man?
Hey, but
What's wrong with
speaking of cycling,
Yeah.
tell us about this Crankworks, Keyzie.
First I've heard, Jase. You tell me about
Well,
it.
I just saw it here on the.
I see that here. This is basically the ultimate trip away to Rotorua to experience the Crankworks Festival. It is a festival that's been happening there for bloody ages. It involves some of the best downhill mountain bikers coming to New Zealand, doing massive tricks, getting big air. And if you would like to win that package, you text the word bike to 3483. That's how you register. You get event tickets of the premium variety, flights, accommodation, bike shuttle passes, skyline passes, mountain bike hire, and a grand spending money from Hodaki.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'll be down there with bells on,
Oh,
fellas.
handy.
It's a great outing.
We
I tell
actually
you what.
started an event down in Rotorua, didn't we, Jace? It was uphill mountain biking.
Oh, wow.
It didn't take off.
Nah.
The gradient was too steep, and we sort of found people get a few feet up, and then they just sort of keel over.
Yeah,
and that
arse
was
over
just,
tit.
and it sort of that happened sort of 20 times, and then I don't know, it didn't grab the locals, did it?
No.
Did it flop in the first year, or did you do it again?
We had back-to-back years of it. The first part of the day we'd do uphill, and then the other part of the day it would just be flat around a car park down at Pack and Save.
Right.
But again, didn't really necessitate the mountain bikes. We just sort of thought, well, we could just walk that. Really?
Yeah.
But having said that, people love the Pack and Save one because it was so much easier than the uphill.
Oh, yeah,
you know, so they
100%.
were hooning.
Yeah, they were going for
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Mind you, there
cool.
was a few speed bumps there as well, actually, which you had to, be aware of.
Oh, judder bars.
There was a couple of judder bars there.
Yeah.
Well, if it's all right with you fellas, I might just stick to the old Crankworks Rotorua Festival.
It's pronounced Crank Works.
That's what did I say?
We don't want
You
to
said
get into
Crankworks.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
crank.
Crankworks.
Crank Works.
Works.
That's how Jay says it.
How do you say it?
Crank works.
Right. It's just that it's written all as one word. Once again, to register for that epic prize, text the word bike to 3483 to register.
Thanks, mate.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Well, geez, I tell you what a show it's been this Monday afternoon. Mogi, you'll be going home and relaxing since you've given so much in today's show. You must be exhausted.
I give and I give and I give. Yeah, I'll be going home, that's for sure.
Then what?
Not too sure. I wouldn't mind watching a movie, man.
Sure.
I've got all these things that I want to watch, like Killers of the Flower Moon, like Oppenheimer, like other movies that are also 3 to 3.5 hours long. But it's hard, man. It's like I can't stay up till 10.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy talk, man. That's crazy talk. Keyzie, you got netball tonight?
No, guys, I've had to tell my netball team that I'm unavailable because the game today is too early.
Right.
yeah.
Bugger. They'll be gutted.
They were gutted.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, no netball for me.
At least, the fact that you're not there will be offset by the fact that they'll win.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they can look
Okay,
forward
look,
to.
fellas, I put up with a lot of stuff on this show, but suggesting that my netball team doesn't win when I'm there, that's just too far.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it accurate though?
No, we haven't. I don't
You've
think
never
we've
won.
I don't think we've lost a game in about a year.
So
Wow.
you're going to
Yeah.
walk to the car park with me, Keyzie?
I'll be waiting for my wife, and then yes, I'll be walking to the car park.
Yeah, because I can show you my new car.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
And your wife, she'll love it.
Well, it's exactly the same as her car, which I find
Wow,
weird.
probably a bit flasher.
Oh, it's actually not.
I tell you what.
That's what I like about it. Is it's one model less than her one.
Guys.
Keyzie, come on, buddy.
What are you doing, Jase?
Oh, look, I'll show you my car.
Okay, that
And then,
sounds dodgy, but it's not.
I'll probably go and throw a bit of tin around. Go home, have a protein shake.
Can we just wrap this?
Make love. Get up.
Yeah.
Do a bit of poetry, and then probably go to bed.
Okay.
Thanks, fellas.
Good stuff. Hey, wait, why am I signing us off? That's usually your job. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll be back again tomorrow at 4. Of course, check out the podcast and the Instagram page and the one and only Greg Prebble up next on The Night Show with AWOL Nation and In Excess. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, mate.